All right, training camp is like here basically for the Chargers, and we already have players taking shots at the old coaching regime. And where it's coming from, if I'm going to be honest with you, is a little unique to me. But at the same time, it brings light to a player that I believe is going to have a phenomenal year this year, a player that I think could even break out, and a player that I think you will see get better as the year progresses. He'll get better and better and better as the year progresses. But before that, let's see exactly what he had to say about Mr. Brandon Staley and the shots that he had to take. And then let's talk about a couple of things. Let's talk about what he could be as a player this year. And let's have a conversation about Jesse Minter, because it's a conversation I haven't gone deep into on this channel. As you know, what brought us here was this man, all right? Jim Harbaugh. That's the guy that brought us here for this channel. We have another channel, Sports Talk Detroit. We live in Michigan. We're huge Michigan fans. Me and Chris that run this channel. And when Harbaugh signed with the Chargers, we're like, we got to check it out. So that's exactly what we did. And it has been an awesome about 5 months trying to give you some non-bias reporting on your Chargers, all right, on your Bolts. So let's talk about it. Linebacker Dion Henley buries Brandon Staley's porous defense. All right, let's have this conversation. All right, we know that the Chargers defense was not good last year. I don't need to bring all of that up. The question is why? And here's what Henley has to say about it, all right? I'm going to get this highlighted for you a little bit. All right, let's see if we can even get in a little closer so you can see something nice. All right, he goes, that's probably the most exciting thing about Minter's scheme. All right, like I said, we're going to talk about Minter here in a minute. As complex as it is, it's simple enough to just execute. It's more, so let's fool the offense rather than fool the players that's playing the defense. Big difference there. All right, this is what I call stiff hip syndrome. When a player is thinking and they're not just playing, if they don't have a clear understanding of what they need to do, or they have so many things in their brain that they have to do that they can't decide which one to do, what all of a sudden you lose is kind of that fluid hips. That's not a sign of lack of athleticism usually, as much as it is a sign of guys just aren't sure what they're supposed to do. And Dion Henley, I don't know if it's because he's going from year 1 to year 2, so he has a better understanding of what's going on. I don't know if it's simply he has a better rapport with Minter and a cleaner understanding of it. I don't know if it simply is exactly what he said it was, which is that with Staley, it was too difficult. All right, here's what he said, and this has to be about Staley because it's the only other coach he's had in the NFL. He said a lot of coaches kind of get lost in that, where they are trying to make it too complicated for everybody involved. We want to beat the offense. That's what we want to do. We want to take the ball away. We want to score as a defense. Let's throw them off, but let's keep it where the defense is playing, and here's the key word, fast. And that's what you need. In a league, the NFL, that has so much speed. Everywhere you look on the field, you need to be able to play without thinking. You need to be able to read and react just like that. It needs to be in the snap of a fingers. It can't be read, go. Here, go. No, you can't do it. The play's already by you. It's already over. And clearly there was a difficulty with Henley being able to fully grasp the concepts last year. He only played 55 snaps. That's all he played. Or 54 snaps. So he wasn't picking it up. It was clear that he didn't get there. And you would love to see many more snaps from a guy who was selected in the 3rd round. You want to see more than that. You want to see many more snaps from a guy who tested out as a very, very athletic linebacker. All right? When you look at his speed and his explosion, you can compare him with a safety. The only reason his RAS score wasn't like a 9 or above is because he was smaller. That's it. That's it. All right, 6'2", 225, but this is the new breed of linebacker. And I think he's going to have a big year this year. All right, I think what you're going to see at the beginning is you're going to have Denzel Perriman. Yep, that totally makes sense. He's going to be in there. He's going to be playing linebacker. I get that. All right, but Henley, all right, is going to get some serious run in there. Some serious run in there. Next to Colson, next to Perriman, all right, it is going to happen. All right, especially when you have Junior Colson with a NFI, a non-football injury list. We don't need to get into that right now and how long it's going to keep him out. I'm not sure. But as they start training camp, Junior Colson already knows this defense. He doesn't know the NFL yet, but he already knows this defense. Now, Dion Henley can work with Minter to get to know this defense. So let's talk about Minter for a second. All right, under Jesse Minter. So Mike McDonald came to Michigan. All right, I'm going to go back to my Michigan days here. And in his first and only year as defensive coordinator at Michigan, Michigan had a top 5 defense. Okay, they did. But they struggled mightily with certain things, like a hurry-up offense or a fast spread offense. They struggled with it. They couldn't get players on and off the field. They looked like they were confused. They didn't know who to put in the right positions. All that got fixed when Minter came in 2 years ago to be the defensive coordinator. And I'm going to make the argument that he did it with far, far less talent, at least top of the draft talent. Michigan had an edge room when Mike McDonald was the coach that most coaches in the NFL would be happy with. They had Uche. They had Aiden Hutchinson. Like, this is a phenomenal edge room. Last year, the 15-0 Michigan Wolverines arguably had what could be called one of the best defenses in college football, period. And their best players were a sophomore corner, Will Johnson, Junior Colson, a linebacker selected in, was it the 3rd round? Right? He was one of their best players. Mason Graham, a sophomore defensive tackle. Like, these are the best players. Hinton, like, on a team that wasn't star-studded. There was nobody taken in the 1st round. Now, will Mason Graham be a 1st-round pick this year? Very likely. Will Will Johnson be a 1st-round, top 10, even top 5 pick this year? Yes, he probably will. But nobody coming out this year was bigger than a 2nd-rounder. There was no 1st-rounders on this defense. And it was arguably every bit as good of a functional defense as Georgia's dominant defense over the past couple years before that. That is what's amazing about Minter. He makes guys better. Guys that were 3-star and 4-star athlete, not 5-star athletes, played like 5-star athletes. He made them look faster. So now when you have guys who are a 5-star athlete, like Dion Henley, when I talk about just pure athleticism, he's going to set them up and he's going to put them in positions to succeed. And when you have a guy that is a 4.5 40 guy doing that, you are going to see some special results. I'm excited to see it. Can't wait. Really good things in store for this defense. Even though on paper it doesn't look like the most talented defense in the NFL, you have a coach that understands how to use it. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully, we want to be your source for everything training camp, preseason, and beyond. Thanks for watching. See you.